Oh, it's there. Perfect. Alright. It's all good. Let's party. Daddy's really late. I even got a message from the guild saying he'd be home today, too. And Shara's gone traveling around the kingdom on some kind of training. I'm so bored. Maybe I'll just practice with my staff a bit before dinner. Hey, I'm home. Daddy! Yeah, no, I'm not doing voice acting. Nobody wants that. Sorry to have kept you waiting, Estelle. Did you take good care of the house while I was away? Of course I did. Did you run into any trouble, Daddy? You didn't get hurt fighting the bad monsters, did you? Nope, I'm as fit as a fiddle. That reminds me though, I brought you a present. Really? What kind of present? A new fishing pole? Sneakers? Something from my training? Maybe I raised you wrong, Estelle. Aren't little girls supposed to like clothes or jewelry? Yeah, so gender roles are very much a thing, but again, this game is old. It's not great, but it's happening. I like pretty clothes, but they just get dirty. And jewelry breaks when you go play outside with it on. Anyway, Daddy, what's with the big blanket? Is that my present? Oh, you're a sharp one. Now why don't you come have a look? What? Well, here you are. Quite a handsome boy, don't you think? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is my present a boy? Same. Don't make such a fuss or you'll wake him up. Wake him up? You mean he's still alive? No, your dad just brought you a dead child. Looks kinda dead if you ask me. I've treated his wounds, so he should be in stable condition. In the meantime, however, we'll need to let him rest. I'll put him to bed, so if you wouldn't mind heating a kettle of water on the stove, I'd appreciate it. Okay. He sure sleeps soundly. And he almost looks the same age as me. This is the first time I've ever seen black hair like that, too. He certainly does have a nice head of dark hair. And a pair of amber eyes to go with it. That's nice and all, but how about you come clean and fess up? Fess up? Yeah, who is this kid anyway? And why is he hurt? Why did you bring him to our house? Is he an illegitimate child or something? Did you betray Mommy? Where have you been picking up these kinds of words? No doubt from Charizard, I assume. It's gonna take every ounce of self-control not to say Charizard when I see that word. Yep, that's right. For heaven's sake, that girl is going to get me in trouble one of these days with all her nonsense. Actually, I met this boy while I was out on business. Did you sleep with the secretary? That's so terrible, Scorchy. And I don't even know his name. You mean Bracer Business? Something like that. Oh, look. Huh? He's waking up. Wow, his eyes are really the color of amber. Where am I? So you're awake now, are you? Welcome to my humble home. You'll be safe here, so please just try to rest. What are you trying to pull? Huh? You must be out of your mind. Why? Why didn't you just leave me there to die? Oh boy. Why? No, that's a question I don't know how to answer. Does things just worked out that way work for you? Don't try with me, Cassius Bright. Do you have any idea what you're getting yourself involved in? Hey! You're sure shouting a lot for someone who's supposed to be hurt. Running your mouth like that is just gonna make it longer for your body to heal. And just who are you supposed to be? I'm Estelle. Estelle Bright. She's my daughter. Don't you remember me telling you that I had a daughter your age? Now that you mention it. Wait a minute. Don't try to change the subject. Ow! Well, I mean, him talking isn't gonna help, but you beating him isn't gonna help either, Estelle. Quit yelling. Alright already. But you jumping like, see that, there we go, it's just what I said. You jumping on me like that isn't going to make me heal any faster. I don't hear you yelling again, do I? Look, jumping on me like that is just gonna make things worse. Do I hear yelling? Never mind, just forget it. As a word of advice, it would be wise not to argue with Estelle while you're in this house. Even I wouldn't stand a chance if I made her mad enough. Yeah, I can see that. By the way, aren't you forgetting something? Huh? Your name. You know, that thing that people call you? I told you mine already, so don't you think it would be unfair and impolite not to tell me yours? It seems like the logical thing to do if you ask me. Trying to hide it now would only serve to your detriment. Fine. My name is... And then that's where the game ends. Thanks for watching, everyone. We did it. Slim Shady. Yeah, that is his name. And now we get the anime intro. Woo! The Legend of Heroes. Trails in the Sky. I kind of wish more games did the full animated intro instead of the CGI ones. Just a nice little touch to it, I don't know. And then we get the brief glimpses of all the characters in this game. Bunch of stuff out of context that may show up again later, who knows? Also, I'm gonna say it a lot, but the score, of the soundtracks for all of these games are so good. That's one of the reasons I love them so much, is I actively listen to the soundtracks even when I'm not playing. That guy's basically Cloud with the red hair. I mean... Yeah, well, I don't want to say too much, but... he is very much a sad boy, so they got that in common. Hooray! Yeah, my bot going off today. It's so bright in here. Yawn. I slept like a rock. That must mean it's Dad's turn to cook this morning. I wonder if that means Joshua's still in bed. Ah, guess that's a no. Well, I guess I'd better get myself ready then, too. Nice, Joshua. Bravo. Good morning, Estelle. Hope I didn't wake you. No, I was already up when I heard you start to play. I can't believe how awake you are, though. Even the roosters still have bags under their eyes. Not that I mind. What with that siren song of yours gently lulling this beautiful woman from her slumber? What do you mean, woman? We're the same age, and I'm hardly a man. Self-burn. Those are rare. Tis. How wrong you are, Joshua. We may be the same age, but I am clearly the woman of the house. And that makes you something like my loyal follower, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, how fortunate for you. You could at least try and sound a tiny bit sincere. It really is a nice tune, though. Cheerful yet somehow wistful. I like your other songs too, of course, but this one's my favorite. What's it called again? The Whereabouts of Light. That's right, The Whereabouts of Light. I wish I could play the harmonica like you, Joshua. Sadly, it's a lot harder than it looks. Compared to what it takes to use a staff, I think the harmonica is much easier. It's really just a matter of concentration. You're probably right. I guess my problem is just that if I don't do something that uses my whole body, I start to feel drowsy. Okay, playing the harmonica is fine and all, but how about getting some exercise too? All your hobbies are sitting around kind of stuff like reading and music. No girl is going to be impressed with just that. Well, excuse me for being so unpopular with the ladies. Although I feel like I should be the one lecturing you about your hobbies. I mean, what kind of boy wants a girl who loves fishing, collecting bugs, and has a fetish for sports shoes? That's enough talk about hobbies for now. And for your information, I graduated from bug collecting a long time ago. Really? I'll believe that when I stop finding beetles in the hallway. Hey, Estelle, Joshua. Morning, Dad. Good morning, Dad. Is breakfast ready? It's ready and waiting. But don't both of you hurry down on here before it gets cold. Okay. I'm on my way. I know, that was, good old sniping at each other first thing in the morning. Thanks for the grub, Dad. Boy, am I stuffed. Are you eating or inhaling, Estelle? Like people say, kids who eat and sleep a lot grow a lot. Well, make sure you eat enough. Make sure you get enough to eat, but don't forget to pour that energy into your work too. That reminds me, you two are finishing up your training at the guild today, aren't you? That's right, it'll be a review of everything we've learned up to this point. And once we're finished, we'll be bracers just like you, Dad. That means I'm not going to let you treat me like a little kid anymore. You still lack understanding, Estelle. You can only become a junior bracer in the beginning, or in other words, a trainee. If you want to be treated like an adult, then you should work extra hard in your training to become a full-fledged bracer. Well, I'm not afraid of a little hard work. Just you watch and see what I'm capable of, Dad. I'll be so successful that it won't be long before I pass you two. That's the spirit. Let's see what you're made of then, shall we? Let's not start a rivalry here, you two. And Estelle, keep your focus on the task at hand. We have a test later on today, remember? Huh? Wait, what test? Please tell me you didn't forget about the test, Estelle. You know, the one that checks whether or not we've mastered the skills we've been learning and training. Don't you remember Cher saying that if we failed, we'd be stuck with a ton of extra homework? Crap. Totally forgot. Now that you mention it, I guess I kind of remember her saying something like that. Don't sweat it. I'm sure we'll manage somehow or other. I honestly don't know how you survived this long, Estelle. Your brain is like a sieve. Papa is sad. How could any child of mine end up with such a careless, over-optimistic personality? Ha! You're the one who raised me, so I definitely got it from you. I swear the two of you act so much alike, but whatever. We should probably head over to the guild soon, Estelle. Shara's gonna be waiting there for us. Sounds like a plan. You know how crazy scared she gets when someone keeps her waiting. Oh, before I forget, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. Is there anything in particular you'd like to eat, Dad? Any requests? Something I'd like to eat, huh? How about Rouen-styled scallop fish in a balsamic vinegar sauce? What's that? I think that's a little more than Estelle's cooking skills can handle. Or our stomachs. You're right, I just wanted to see what kind of reaction I could get. I'll just have the usual fried rice, fried fish, and omelet. No need for anything fancy, but do try to make something edible. Damn. How rude, but I actually can't say he's wrong. Actually, I do have one favor to ask before you head out. I'd like you to pick me up a copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. They're supposed to be getting the latest edition in today. Got it. One copy of the Liberal News from the General Goods Store. Received 500 Mira. If there's any money left over, you can have it as your allowance. However, that means no wasteful spending. Alright, thanks, Dad. Okay, we're heading out now. See you later, Dad. Work hard and give Scheherazade my regards. So someone pointed out to me, and I never really took the time to explain, but apparently they designed this house without a bathroom. So I'm going to wander around to see if that's actually the case. That's Estelle's room. That's Joshua. There is no bathroom. I guess they just do it on the pond? Oh. Bright family, get it together. Well, let's start our adventure then, shall we? Poop off the balcony. I mean, that's what it looks like they do. It looks like we made good time. Not too early or not too late either. We just barely graduated from Sunday school. I never dreamed we'd have to study so hard to become bracers. Well, you're unlocked. Today is our last day of training. Truth be told, though, you're the one who signed up to be a bracer in the first place, so I don't know why you'd expect to get away with any less effort. Oh yeah, I guess I did. Alright then. Let's get to it and make it through this last hazing from Shara. You look ready to me. Let's go meet with Shara at the Bracer Guild over there then. Good morning, Mr. Renan. Hello there, Estelle and Joshua. You're up rather early today. Did you come to buy a new pair of shoes? Now that you mention it, are there any new ones in stock? You know, like the newest Stragas? Unbelievable. You've actually already forgotten why we came in here to begin with. We're not here to shop. We're supposed to be buying a copy of the Liberal News for Dad, right? Ha, of course. Haha, you've always been a big collector of those shoes, haven't you, Estelle? I'm afraid the new Stragas aren't out yet. If you're after the latest issue of Liberal News, though, I should have them around noon. Noon, huh? That's right in the middle of our training at the guild house. We'll stop by again after our training is over. Sure, I'll be waiting for you. There you two are. Good morning, Estelle. Good morning, Joshua. Morning, Aina. Good morning. Is Shara here already? Yeah, she's waiting for you two upstairs. Once you finish today's training, you'll be finally recognized as members of the Bracer Guild. Good luck to the both of you. Thanks. We'll do our best. The Star and the Hanged Man. The Hermit and the Magician. And last of all, inversion through the Wheel of Fortune. This is a difficult combination. How should I interpret this? Good morning, Shara. Well, if it isn't Estelle and Joshua. This is a rare occasion for the both of you to show up so early. Since it's my last day of training, I figured, why not? I'm ready to get the show on the road and become a bracer myself. I'll give you credit for your enthusiasm. But I'm going to work you hard today in every way I can think of to make sure that high-spirited attitude of yours holds up. I hope you're ready. I can feel that enthusiasm dropping already. Quiet, you. Every time I teach you something, you somehow manage to forget it. This training is my way of trying to keep some of that information in your head instead of letting it dribble out your ears like it usually does. Wow, Joshua, Shara's picking on me. Don't worry, Shara. While Estelle may hate studying and really does her homework, acts rashly, is overly naive, and has a tendency to stick her nose into everything. Her instincts are sharp, so I'm sure she'll pick up on how to use an ornament with some practice. Eventually. Probably. I guess there's not much I can do now except hope for the best. Hold on a sec, Joshua. Somehow I get the feeling that you weren't standing up for me. Well, that's odd. I'm positive I described all your best traits accurately. Whatever. By the way, Shara, what were you trying to predict with your tarot cards? Your face was really intent. Oh, this? I was just trying to get a vague reading about what might happen in the near future. Unfortunately, I don't seem to have the right mindset to interpret the cards correctly. You couldn't read the cards? Now that's surprising to hear. Actually, the more profound the meaning of the cards, the more difficult they become to interpret. But that's not important now. I think it's time to start your final training. I'll give you a brief rundown of all the information we've covered in your previous training. This is the minimal level of knowledge that bracers should have in order to function effectively. And Estelle, make sure you pay especially close attention to what I'm going to say. Yeah. Whoops. A variety of effects can be produced depending on their structure and the type of quartz or process septium installed. Although it's only been about 50 years since their invention, these devices play an integral role in all facets of life, from life, heaters, and other everyday products to weapons, magic, and even airships. In connection, this technological reform is commonly known as the Orbital Revolution. About bracers. Bracers are investigative and combat specialists who work to protect civilians and maintain the stability of their respective regions. They aid the community in various ways, such as exterminating monsters, preventing crime, finding lost items, and escorting people and goods. Fetch quests. The Bracer Guild, which has established branches across the continent, manages the affairs of the bracers in each region. The Kingdom of Liberl, in which we live, sits on the western half of the Zumerian continent and abounds with nature and deep-rooted traditions. Liberl is proud to be one of the leading producers of septium on the continent and is known for its high level of technology used to develop orbments. Orbment technology has also been a key pillar of support for Liberl in protecting its independence, as it has contended with its neighboring nations. 10 years ago, when Liberl was invaded by the Erebonian Empire, it was the use of orbital-powered airships that saved the kingdom from defeat. Consequently, even now, our relationship with the Empire is somewhat sensitive, but thanks to the Queen's political finesse, Liberl enjoys peace. Let's see, since we've got a mountain of stuff to do today, I'll let you off the hook this time with a condensed review. I'm going to speed things up now and move on to the practical portion of your training. Shara? Literally Charizard. I know, man, I'm telling you. It's gonna... every time I see it. How is today's practical training any different from the training we've done before? Since it's practical, that means you will be experiencing things firsthand. Therefore, I am going to have the both of you run through everything as if this were a real bracer job. So what you're saying is, there won't be any studying at a desk involved? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. This time, you'll have to go out and make a physical effort to accomplish your task. I'll make sure to have you work up a sweat, so I hope you're ready. Yes, that's seriously just what the doctor ordered. I didn't know what I was going to do if I had to sit another day with my tush parked at a desk. I guess I got all worried for nothing. Well, suddenly you're all bright and cheerful, Estelle. Let's just hope that smile on your face lasts until the end of today's training. Okay, let's get cracking on your first objective, shall we? Let's have at it. Your first objective will be to confirm the details of the job you will be performing. But before that, there is something we need to give the both of you. Aina, are they ready? Yes, they are. Alright, you two. Go get one for each of yourselves. These are very important, so make sure not to lose them. Received. Bracer notebook. Bracer notebooks serve as the official way to record the status of your jobs. Also, anything you may hear or anything that you may find where these kinds of trivial things can often become clues. No matter how insignificant something may seem, always write it down. Understood. Crap, this sounds like it's going to be a pain. Oh? Please tell me it was my ears playing tricks on me, because I swear I only got one response. I'm sure there were two. Keeping an accurate account of events is an important duty for all bracers. So get with the program, stop trying to make this out to be more than it really is, Estelle. Okay, I got it. Make sure you do. Alright then, let's begin. Look over by the door. You can see that there's a bulletin board standing there. First, I want you to go and check the job description posted there. When the bulletin board is approached, an exclamation mark will appear. Pressing the OK button will display the job list. By selecting the job names on the list, you can view their details. So this is just quests and stuff. That's how you get them. Details of the job confirmed on the bulletin board and other important events will automatically be recorded in the Bracer notebook. The Bracer notebook can easily be found by clicking on the Books tab of the Items menu. It can also be accessed by configuring a Bracer book shortcut button on the Configuration menu. Very good. It looks like you were able to see what was posted without any trouble. Checking the bulletin board is one of the most basic functions a Bracer performs on their job. Checking regularly to see whether or not there are any urgent tasks which need immediate attention is also an important duty for Bracers. Man, all this talk about duty is starting to cramp my style. Sure, there are a lot of rules to follow, but there's an equal level of responsibility in the jobs themselves. I think being a Bracer calls for much more than just someone with a half-hearted attitude. I guess you're right. I'll just have to be more motivated. Is that so? Had a change of heart, have you? Typo. You betcha. Well, before all that motivation sneaks off somewhere, let's get to work on your next task. What will we be doing this time? We'll be heading across the street to Mr. Melder's orbital factory and learning how to use his services. He has graciously taken time out of his work schedule to explain things, so make sure to be on your best behavior. Okay. Here is where you will learn how to use Orbital Factory's services. At an Orbital Factory, you can modify your orbits and synthesize support cords in order to use orbital arts. Arts have a wide range of effects, and if mastered, can be extremely helpful. The Bracer business is a pretty risky occupation, so the Guild has had a long-standing relationship with these orbital factories. Anyway, this is about as much as I can explain. I'll leave the technical details to the expert. So, Mr. Melders, if you wouldn't mind taking over from here? No problem. Leave everything to me. So what is it you would like to know about? I guess I could just give you the quick notes version. This is the magic system in this universe. It's sort of like materia. Each quartz is what they're called. Each different spell is equipped to a quartz, and you have only X amount of slots to fill up your system with. Sepith is what is dropped from monsters, and then you can use that to make different quartz. I'll show you all in a second, but we'll just skip all this explanation, and I'll show you when we get into a battle. It looks like Mr. Mulders has answered all your questions. If there's nothing else, then let's have you both try to use the services here. For that, you're going to need some Sepith. Received a bunch of different kinds of Sepith. With that amount, you two should be able to synthesize a few quartz. Now, I want you to begin by first making an elemental quartz that will work with each of your particular orbits. In your case, Estelle, any elemental quartz is okay, but for you, Joshua, it has to be a time elemental quartz. Normally at a shop, you would be able to exchange Sepith for Mira, but for this training, you will not be able to use the service. Yeah, so. No good work so far. If you need to use the Orbital Factory, give Freddy a hollow over there. So, talk to Freddy. So yeah, so this is what the orbit looks like. You have 6 slots, and you can put different quartz in there, and they affect what spells you can learn, and also like passive abilities in the field. So like I will do one of these because I have to. Then So as you can see, as I add different quartz to my character, my spell list grows. And each of them also gives me like passive abilities as well, so. Some characters, their slots are locked to a specific kind. So like for Joshua here, he's got 2 where I can only put in time quartz, which is like seen as the black ones. Each quartz is related to different elements. So normally in a regular new game, you wouldn't have access to all this stuff. This is a new game plus run, so. Oh, so you finished installing your quartz, have you? Since you both have recovery and attack art set up, it appears you don't need any more instruction from me about how to do this task. It's like the bad guy from the Avengers. A little bit, yeah. That guy, Thanos. If you balance out your arts between each other like you've done here before, it should make dealing with monsters much easier. Additionally, your Bracer notebooks contain information about which quartz you allow you to use which arts. If you'd like to use more powerful arts, check out the arts and quartz charts in your Bracer notebooks and find something that works for you. This concludes your training here at the Herbal Factory. Now it's time to move on to what you've both been waiting for, the qualification test. Pardon? Did you just say test? You can't honestly tell me you forgot about the test again, can you? Didn't I remind you just this morning? Ha 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 ha. Now that you mention it, I vaguely remember some sort of talk along those lines at the breakfast table. Sometimes I fear for the future of the Bracer Guild. And humanity. Oh well, no sense in worrying about that now. Let's head over to the testing area. You mean like now? I don't know if I'm ready for... How about a little yes yapping and a little more walking? Joshua, help me. Mr. Meldo is ready. Thank you for all your help. Don't mention it, and good luck with that test of yours. We'll be rooting for you. I'm going to remember that you left me high and dry like this, Joshua. All your training has finally come down to this. Your qualification test will begin here. I expect to see both of you use what you've learned up to this point. Understood. What's wrong, Estelle? Shara? What now? I was kind of wondering, but is there not going to be a paper test or something? Did Cassius drop you on your head as a child or something? You just read what it said on the bulletin board not that long ago, right? Yeah, and I even made you jot down what you read in your Bracer notebooks, unless you forgot that too. I'm pretty sure the job listing mentioned some searching for and retrieving an item from the sewers. Ringing any bells yet? What a relief! O divine Adios, I give thanks to thee for thy infinite grace in bestowing upon us such wonderful gifts as sewers. So what you're really saying is you thought it was a paper test? It's funny that they're going into the sewers, but the Bright household isn't hooked up to them. No wonder you were acting all crazy back at the Herbal Factory. I can already feel the nostalgia. All of these horrible days stuck in a classroom are starting to feel like grand memories indeed. I'm really starting to wonder if we'll be able to graduate at all. What's wrong with you? Why do you have to go and say something like that when I'm trying to reminisce about positive things? Alright, that's enough jabbering, you two. This is supposed to be a test, so how about both of you try to look at least a little anxious? Just so you know though, if you do happen to flunk the test, you don't even want to imagine the kind of homework I have in store for the both of you. Haha, we'll be fine. Just tell us what you want us to do and let us loose. Well, if you're so confident, then how about proving that you're not just blowing hot air with the results of your test? Anyway, as both of you saw on the bulletin board, this test will be a search conducted in Roland's sewers. Your objective is to retrieve the contents of a chest which has been placed somewhere within that area. The layout of the sewers is extremely simple, so you don't need to worry about getting lost either. However, there are real living, breathing monsters down there, so if you get careless and let your guard down, you will be sorry. Also, let me give you this before I forget. What's this book for? It's called a monster guide, and it's used to record information about monsters and other opponents you meet. Whenever you figure out an enemy's attributes, you should make an immediate note of it in there. Sounds pretty straightforward to me. He who controls the flow of information controls the tide of battle, right? That's exactly what I'm saying. You've really got a good head on your shoulders, Joshua. That's some pretty useful advice. Thanks for the tip, Shara. We'll put it to good use. Alrighty then, let's get pumped and knock this test out. Let's. Don't forget though, it is an exam. We should make sure to treat it as such. Introductory dungeon. There appears to be a recovery point set up over there. Let's use it if our HP and EP become low before engaging in any further battles. So this is just your health restore in dungeons. Sounds like a plan to me. Monsters at 12 o'clock. Be careful not to let them take advantage of your blindside. Got it. Monsters cannot be seen from far away. They will become visible as you approach them. The conditions at the start of the battle will change depending on how a monster is engaged. Engaging the enemy from behind is advantageous, while being attacked by an enemy from behind is disadvantageous. So yeah, the battle system in this game is a little different than, I guess, a standard RPG in that your characters can only move a certain amount of spaces per turn. So it's sort of like a hybrid tactical and just regular turn-based system, which is fun. In the beginning, like I said, the fights aren't that challenging, but as the game progresses, they get more and more. I can't even reach it. And I don't have any arts to use. I guess I'll just...
That's that then.
Also, again, I'm way over leveled for this dungeon, so everything is gonna die in one hit. Here comes some more. Depending on the enemy, some physical attacks may be ineffective. Let's use arts, not physical attacks. Okay. Yeah, so some enemies you have to use magic on, some you have to use physical attacks on. Woo! So yeah, this is what he was saying earlier. The enemy's back is turned to me, so if I run behind it, I get an advantage in battle, and vice versa. If they get the jump on me, then they get to attack me first. So this is the other, I guess, part of the battle system. So there is arts, which uses EP, and then there's CP for crafts. CP stands for combat points. They automatically accrue in battle when you give or take damage. Dead.
That's that. Let's move out.
Ooh, treasure. And I don't know if they keep doing this, but it's fun when you can look in the treasure chest again and they give you silly messages like this. The chest is empty because of you. Nice work, hero. So each chest in the game has like a sort of silly message like that if you examine it twice. Oh, what a surprise. Another creepy thing. I wish there were an easier way to take care of them. One blow using an F's craft or an S break should do the trick for just about any enemy. The catch is our CP has to be at least 100 to pull off one of those moves. So yeah, then there's like super moves called the S craft. You have to have 100 CP or more to use it. But if you have 100 CP, you can interrupt the turn order and use it whenever you want to. Which is pretty handy. So like... Super move, hooray! Complete overkill. hit me. How dare you?
All right.
So that's the treasure chest for after, huh? If we made it this far, the rest is going to be a piece of cake. Seems like we've got a little breathing room at least. Let's pay close attention to our battle order this time. There should be a number of ways to get more mileage out of our actions. Yeah, so I'll show you when we get into the battle, but so on the left side of the screen, that's the turn order, and sometimes little bonuses will appear. You can manipulate the order by using different moves and arts and stuff. So it really makes the combat fun by just your attacks can affect your enemy's turns and yada yada yada. Hooray, we did it! We beat the introductory dungeon. Found small box ×2. That's weird. There are a couple boxes inside the treasure chest. The fact that there's not just one, but two is kind of interesting too. Wonder what's inside. Remember, Estelle, our mission is to search and retrieve only. I'm pretty sure looking inside those boxes doesn't fall under our mission objective. You're no fun at all, Joshua. This has nothing to do with our mission. It's what I like to call good, honest curiosity. You know, we're the only ones down here, and we can get away with a teensy-weensy peek, right? If you feel like flunking today's test, then by all means be my guest. Did you just say the F word? Yep. Opening one of those boxes could result in an automatic fail for the both of us. If this were a real job, the contents of those boxes would belong to the client. And as long as they were nothing illegal, we would have no right to open them. I know you're right, Joshua, but I just can't help myself. If you absolutely have to know what's inside, why not ask Miss Sherry when we get back? Yeah, the F word, I know. But for now, we need to focus on getting out of here. Alright. And that is the introductory dungeon. We did it, guys. Good work, you two. As a rule of training, I'm going to need to confirm the items of your possession. Hand it over. Small box ×2. Yep, they're the real deal, alright? I don't see any evidence of tampering either. That was a close one. I figured she would try and set us up like that. Congratulations to the both of you. You have successfully passed your qualification test. You didn't really think something that simple would be a problem for us, did you? So, Shara, what's in those boxes you had us get? That's for me to know and you to find out after your training is finished. That's enough chit-chat for now. So let's get back to work. El Toddster, yo, what's up, man? Thanks for stopping by. You two still have some things left to do. Seriously? But didn't you just say we passed the test? You still have to learn about how to report the results of your work. I'm aware that you're both tired, but this is no time to shirk your duties. Let's get back to the guild. When is this day going to be over? Oh well, no sense in giving up when the finish line is in sight. Agreed, it seems like within reaching distance of our goal. Your final training is how to report to the guild. Whenever you finish a job, it is your duty to report the results of your work to the guild. Do the barrel roll. Not in this game. Unfortunately. Reporting how you resolved the situation and the steps you took to get there are all part of your job as a bracer. You can report your results to the front desk in each guild branch, and as you already know by now, Aina is in charge here at the Roland branch. In addition, this is where you would be paid for your work. I look forward to seeing great things from the both of you. Now that we're here, why don't you both go ahead and report the results of today's training? So you just talk to the person after you do a quest, and then you get credit for the quest. Yay. Good job, you two. It seems like you were able to complete your objective without running into any major problems. Another thing to take note of is that depending on how you handle a job, you may see an increase or decrease in the amount of pay you receive. When you report the results of your work to the guild, pay in the form of Mira isn't the only thing you will receive. You will also accumulate points which are known as BP, otherwise known as bracer points. BP are an indication of your achievements as a bracer. When these points exceed a certain value, you will advance in rank as a bracer and be awarded with a piece of special equipment by the guild. When do I see Professor Oak? Not for a while, although there is a couple other professors in this game that I will run into. Just as nerdy. The ranks of a junior bracer start at 9 and go all the way up to 1. Please set your sights on making first rank and work hard. The amount of mirror and BP you receive will also be recorded in your bracer notebooks, so please have a look sometime later on. Pick Charmander? I mean, I basically already have Charizard in my... Well, we'll have Charizard in my party, so I don't even have to pick Charmander. All that's left to do now is finalize your training. Let's head back upstairs, shall we? I'll talk to you later, Aina, and sorry about putting more work on your plate today than usual. There's another L here. Oh god. And you guys can fight for that title in the chat. I'll just stand here and watch. Don't worry about it. Training new bracers is important for the future of this guild. I fully intend to work these two to the bone in any case. We taking over, L gang. To the bone? And knowing Shara, it'll involve the whip. Let me say again, good work you two. You now have officially completed the entire training course. From now on, you will be learning from your own real-world experience. You will unite and overthrow this. Oh no! Well then, Charizard holds out 2 small boxes. Aren't those boxes the ones? In answer to your question, yes, these are the boxes you retrieved during today's test. You seem awfully curious to find out what's inside, Estelle. Are you saying that it's okay if we open them? I can't overthrow. I have no idea what Save is doing in this game. I mean, you haven't missed much, to be fair. Like I said in the beginning, a lot of this is exposition, and then we finally get into, like, gameplay. Sit tight. That's right. Why don't the both of you have a look and see what's inside? Sweet. Alright, let's have a look. Estelle and Joshua open the boxes. Received Junior Bracer Emblem. Yay! Not related to Fire Emblem. This crest is... So does this mean we're... Estelle Bright, Joshua Bright. Beginning this day at 1500 hours, you are both hereby appointed as Junior Bracers within the Bracer Guild. Yay! From here on out, you will work as members of the Bracer Guild to support the livelihood of those around you, defend peace, and uphold justice. Congratulations, you two, and welcome into the fold. Did you hear that, Joshua? We've become members of the Bracer Guild. So I'm a Bracer now, huh? I think the realization is only just now beginning to sink in. Let's invite me. She's like actually Twitch famous now though, which is weird. Come on, Joshua. You should be jumping for joy or running around and screaming at the top of your lungs like this. Look at us now, world. We did it. I was happy until you made my eardrums bleed. Although she probably would enjoy this game. She does like JRPGs. I hate to interrupt the celebrations, Estelle, but I need to take off now. I have some backed up work that needs my immediate attention. We understand. You have been spending a lot of extra hours working with us during this busy time for the guild. Before you head out, Shara, I just wanted to say thanks. Likewise, I appreciate all the trouble you've gone through for us, Shara. Don't mention it. Training new recruits is one of a Bracer's many duties. Believe it or not, I was once in your shoes a long time ago when your father Cassius trained me. So that's why you have so much respect for my dad, huh? There's actually more to it than that, but I'll save that conversation for another day. Yeah, she went off the deep end. Yeah, but I mean, she's doing well now, so good for her. I can only aspire to get to her, like, Twitch level. As for the both of you, work hard to become full-fledged bracers early on so you can help guide these new recruits who come after yourselves. And in time, I hope to see you both become respectable bracers like your father. Anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. I just don't get it. Get what? This is Charizard, aka the Silver Street, one of the most skilled young bracers we're talking about. So why is it that she holds Dad in such high esteem? He just seems like nothing more than a no-good middle-aged man who is out doing who knows what instead of being a father. Woof! A no-good middle-aged man, huh? From your viewpoint, it doesn't come as a surprise that you would see him in that fashion. Huh? Never mind. Let's hurry and head home. We should let Dad know that we qualified as junior racers. Right. Hi there, Estelle and Joshua. Oh, hi, Ridge. It looks like your training is over, isn't it? I'm humbled to know that you two are the youngest ever to pass the bracer exam. I look forward to working with you in the same capacity. Ourselves as well. I have to get back to work now, but if there's something you don't understand, give me a holler. I gotta go buy that newspaper for my dad. Hurry up and come on! We gotta run over to the Tosh station and pick up the power converters. Wait for me, Luke. Huh? Oh, it's you two. Oh great, it's Estelle. Hi there, Joshua. Okay, you little twerp. What's with the "oh great, it's Estelle" remark? And what's the big hurry? How about telling us where you're headed? You're not thinking about wandering out of town alone, are you? The roads are full of monsters, I hope you know. You're such a pest, Estelle. Come on, Luke. Pestel was right there, man. Get it together, kid. Don't you know there's no room for girls to be sticking their big fat noses in boys' business? Quit acting like you're a bracer, you wannabe. El Tatzer is now following. Thanks for the follow. Tisk tisk, how wrong you are, Luke. How incredibly wrong. You're more than a fool who thinks there's better than taste. You're more wrong than a fool who thinks there's better tasting milk in Liberl than the milk that comes from the Perzel farm. What? No way. You're full of it, Estelle. In fact, as of just a few minutes ago, we qualified to become real bracers. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Real bracers. More like bracers in training, really. Don't think you should be getting on your high horse just yet, Estelle. Now, a high pony, on the other hand. Quit being a killjoy. I was just about to say that. Wet blanket Joshua over there. Wow, you two are great. I'm so happy for the both of you. Oh, Pat, you're such a good little boy. Unlike that smart aleck and cynical brat you call a friend. This isn't fair. I was supposed to become a bracer first. I can accept that Joshua became a bracer before me, but getting passed by the likes of Estelle... What's the likes of Estelle supposed to mean? Just so you know, you can't even be a bracer until you're 16 years old. Get it? Only mature people allowed. I mean, I was definitely not mature at 16 years old, I'll tell you that. And that means no little kids who are still going to Sunday school. I don't know how I should put this, Estelle, but Sunday school is dying to have you back. You'd better watch out, Estelle. I'm going to train in my secret base, and before you know it, I'm going to be a bracer too. Come on, Pat, let's go. Alright, I'm coming. See you later, Estelle. Bye, Joshua. That boy Luke, he's always trying to pick a fight with me. I wonder if he just plain hates me or something. Rather, I think it's exactly the opposite. What do you mean by that? Don't worry about it. It's just a boy thing. At any rate, what do you think Luke meant when he said he had a secret base? I don't know why, but somehow makes me a bit curious. I know exactly what you mean. A secret base sounds really intriguing. The pure heart of a young child can be so inspiring at times. That's not really what I meant by curious. Buy the newspaper so my dad doesn't get mad at me. Hey there, Estelle and Joshua. How can I help you? Did you manage to become bracers? You bet we did. Maybe I should have you start calling me Hyper Bracer Estelle from now on. By the way, Mr. Renan, did the Laurel news come in? Yeah, it came in a little afternoon. Don't brush me off like that, you two. Oh, whatever. I'll take one copy then. That comes to 100 mirror, please. Purchased. The Laurel News Issue 1. Yay. I know my dad always buys a copy of this magazine, but does it really sell that well? It sure does. The Laurel News has an excellent reporter and camerawoman who have done a great job reporting the latest and most reliable news. They're even supposed to have a running story related to Queen Alicia's birthday celebration. One more thing before you go. This gift is my way of saying congratulations. It's a free sample item I've received with my shipment of goods, but don't hold the free part against me. Received a recipe book. What's this supposed to be for? There's a ton of blank pages. It's a recipe book, isn't it? You got it. When you get hurt fighting, if you just limit yourself to healing bombs all the time, it's going to cut pretty deep into your wallets. This is where a recipe book comes into play. If you eat food to recover your strength, it's basically free. Assuming you have all the ingredients anyway. So if you eat something new, write down what's in it, and you'll have lots of new recipes in no time. So how about we try this out? Go ahead and eat this cookie, Estelle. Received maple cookie. Well, I have made it a personal rule never to turn down sweets. Basically, all you have to do is eat the food to learn the recipe. It's as simple as that. As you're traveling about, you should eat whatever food you come across that you haven't had an opportunity to try before. Well, that sounds pretty convenient. It's not that I don't like cooking at all, it's just that I never seem to get any better. I'd sure love to be able to increase my repertoire and really shock my dad's taste buds for once in my life. That's the spirit. And in passing, if you're in need of any ingredients, I'd be delighted to service your cooking needs. You really know how to solicit your customers, Mr. Renan. Thank you for your recipe book. We'll put it to good use. Yeah, so cooking is just, you find ingredients by defeating monsters, and you can also buy ingredients in stores. It works out to be cheaper than just buying potions all the time. I don't remember if there's anything else I needed to do before I head back. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's a book I gotta get. So one of the few things I dislike about this game is there's a lot of point of no returns in which you have to grab a certain item or talk to a certain person within a very small window, otherwise you miss it for the rest of the game. I wish it was a little more forgiving, but that's just a small qualm I have. Thanks to the airliners in recent days, even Roland has been able to get a good selection of books. And thanks to that, I find myself compelled to buy a new one each time I head to the store. But I get yelled at by my wife for getting so many, so maybe I should cut back a bit. I only got the first chapter of this novel, so if you want, I'll give it to you. Received, Carnelia, Chapter 1. Just like that. So, I think this is the only time in the game you can get it. If you talk to that guy, like at other points in the game, he won't give you the book, so... Okay. So, let's go home. Estelle, Joshua, am I glad I found you two. Oh, hi, Anya. Is something wrong? You seem to be in quite a hurry. We've got a bit of a problem. Is your father at home today? Yes, he is. He said something about having to sort out a bunch of documents. But what's going on? You know Luke and Pat, right? Sure we do. In fact, we saw them not that long ago. What's wrong? Are they in some sort of trouble? I don't know how to say this, but I just heard from Uni that Luke and Pat ran off to the tower that lies on the northern outskirts of Roland. You mean the Tower of Asmelis? Isn't that place supposed to be a breeding ground for monsters? That's what they say. Unfortunately, at the moment, Charizard is out on other Brazier business, so I want to ask your father to help bring the boys home safely. What are you talking about? There's no time for that. Joshua and I will go after them and bring them back. I don't know if that's such a good idea. The two of you only just qualified to be junior bracers today. With all due respect, I believe that Estelle's judgment is correct in this situation. If the two of us hurry, we may even be able to catch up to the boys before they reach the tower. I understand. I will take responsibility for whatever happens. As an emergency request from the Bracer Guild, I ask that you lose no time in bringing about the safe return of these children. Roger that. Understood. The Asmelis Tower can be reached by taking the western path at the junction along the Malga Trail. You can get onto the Malga Trail through Roland's northwest gate. I'll be on standby at the guild, so if you run into any trouble, you know where to find me. This is our first real job. Come on, Joshua. We don't have any time to lose. I'm right behind you. Yeah. First mission. Let's go. I can turn up the background music a little bit more now.
All right, we're good to go.
It's super quiet, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Also, turbo mode is a godsend for map traversal. This way. Stuff. Tear bomb. This is just a regular potion.
All right, we're good to go.
Yeah, we're good to go. It looks like we've come all the way to a smellless tower. I didn't see any sign of them along the trail. So do you think they're wandered inside? It's quite likely the case. Let's go in. It looks like we'll need to hurry. Right. It's dark in here. I'm scared. Quit being a baby. We're only on the first floor of this place. Did you hear that? They really did come in here. Inhale. Estelle, are you alright? Luke, Pat, if you can hear me, answer now. Those little rats, are they pretending they can't hear me? They might have climbed to the second floor. Let's hurry and see if we can find them. Well, what are we gonna do? Somebody help! Let's go, Joshua. Right, I've got your back. You monsters, go somewhere else. No, shoo, leave us alone. Chew on this. Estelle, what are you doing here? Joshua, you're here too. Get back, you two. These monsters aren't playing around. We'll take care of them. Oh yeah, another thing that's really annoying in the first couple of these games. So you can see that the kids are like party members. If they die, it's automatic game over. And it can be so frustrating because they just wander right into the enemies. Thankfully, that isn't gonna happen this time.
All right, we're good to go.
It looks like that's that. Yeah, I'm glad everyone's safe too. By the way, that was great timing, the way you blitzed through those monsters, Estelle. You really think so? Is it safe now? Oh man, that was awesome. You really showed them, Estelle. Not bad for a girl. You little twerp. Just beating up a kid, you know, whatever, it's fine. Ow, that hurts. What are you trying to do to me? What's wrong with you? You even dragged poor Pat all the way up here against his will. It's time to think about what you did here today. Ow, you're hurting me. Stop it. I said stop it, you violent she-devil. So this is the thanks I get for saving your neck, huh? Looks like it's time to give you some of my special discipline. Ow, 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 ow. Alright, Estelle, I'm sorry. Everything was my fault. Estelle? Shouldn't we forgive each other like they teach at school? Sprat doesn't need forgiveness, but a little discipline should do the trick. Estelle, behind you! It's something with teeth, isn't it? Land shark. Nice monster. I'm not gonna make it in time. Huh? Dad, you came. You still lack skill and understanding, Estelle. You must always prepare for unseen danger by sharpening your senses. That's part of what it means to be a bracer. Dad? What are you doing here? I just happened to be in town and heard the whole story from Aina. I'll give you points for your quick thinking and taking action to come after the children. But you failed to follow through completely. I really messed up, didn't I? It's a good thing you showed up when you did. I'm sorry, I should have been watching her back. That just means you have room for improvement. Constantly working to overcome your weak spots is the key. Understood. So how about we head home, everyone? Can you boys walk? I think so. That was incredible, Mr. Bright. You were like a gazillion times more awesome than Estelle. Haha, of course I was. I'm her father. Alright everyone, let's file on out of here. I'm with you, Mr. Bright. Who's the glory hog now? I mean, I guess I should be thankful that Dad saved my behind, but why does he have to go and take all the credit like that? It really chaps my hide. Haha, that's just the way he is. After all, he is Cassius Bright. It seems like you've had quite a day. Dad is just unbelievable. The second we get back to Roland, he says, I'll leave the reporting to you, and takes off for home. The sheer nerve, I tell you. There's no need to make a mountain over a molehill. At least the boys came back safe and sound. Anyway, I think that's all there is to report. Woo! You did well for your first assignment. From the details of your report alone, I believe I can commend you both for a job well done. You should be proud of yourselves. You really think so? I know so. In fact, you'll do even better on your next job. If anything else comes up, I would appreciate your help again. Sure. How about we head home too? I guess we'd better. I still got dinner to prepare. Would you mind holding on a second? A letter for your father just arrived a little while ago. Unfortunately, since he went straight home, I never got a chance to give it to him. Do you think you could deliver it instead? Received letter to Cassius. I wonder if it's more work-related stuff. I imagine so. The letter appears to be from one of our foreign branches. One of the guild's foreign branches? As I'm sure you'll already know by now, Liberl isn't the only country where the Bracer Guild exists. On top of that, your father is widely known all across the Sumerian continent, so we can expect these kinds of letters from time to time. If you two would be so kind as to make sure that he gets this letter, I would really appreciate it. Hey Joshua. Do you think I'm really cut out to be a bracer? Well, you seem to have inherited your father's skill with the staff, and your noisy personality doesn't let you ignore someone in distress. Really? You think so? Sure, but why are you asking? Are you still thinking about what happened back in the tower? Yeah. Because of my carelessness, Luke almost got caught in the middle of a dangerous situation. If Dad hadn't come when he did, he could have been seriously injured. I guess I'm just worried about whether or not I'll be able to stay on top of things in the future. That kind of talk doesn't sound like the Estelle I know. Huh? If we fail today, then all that's left to do is take back our losses tomorrow, right? Overthinking and worrying about things that haven't happened yet is definitely not like you. Isn't being a bracer what you've always dreamed of? How can you expect to succeed if you let something like what happened today discourage you? Joshua, you're right. This isn't like me at all. I don't think a serious expression really suits your face either. You laughing like a big ditz is far more natural for you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? You're gonna see my angry expression if you keep that up. Haha, okay, I admit. That last comment was pushing things a bit. I'll overlook it this time, and thanks for cheering me up. I don't know about you, but I'm so ready to go home and eat. My stomach just started growling like a bear. Maybe glutton is closer to the mark than ditz. What? Where is he? Oh, that's right. We're home, Dad. When is the Discord coming out? What's up, pal? Yeah, I gotta set that up, man. Still new at this whole thing. But we'll definitely set one up, for sure we will. We finished reporting to the guild like you told us to. Good work, kids. The details of your reports will be reviewed at each branch and will affect your pay and rank advancement in the future. Please make sure that you always remember to do it. Don't worry, we will. And before I forget, I got that copy of the Liberal News you wanted. There was this letter for you at the guild too. Handed over the Liberal News and letter. A letter, huh? Well, I'm going to get cleaned up and start dinner. You're doing an amazing... Oh, thanks, pal. That's super rad. Oh, and Dad? Thanks for coming when you did today. You really helped me out back there. I see you're being rather gracious today. Papa is happy. How delightful that my daughter has finally understood what a great man her father truly is. There's no need to hold back, Estelle. Come and jump into your father's loving arms. In your dreams. I swear the men in this house only have one thing in common. They never know when to shut up. I guess she's not as depressed as I thought she'd be. Should I be thanking you, Joshua? I didn't do much. I just gave her a push in the right direction. Estelle's a resilient girl to begin with. Yes, she is, but she still has a long way to go. She'll run into more than just a few stumbling blocks in this line of work. And overcoming these obstacles is what will teach her to stand on her own 2 feet. This guy's full of himself. I mean, he is. I mean, he's also just sort of leaning into making a bunch of dumb dad jokes, so don't hold it against him. There's that soft side of yours talking again. Oh no, are eggs supposed to explode like that? I guess I shouldn't have gone in expecting to make a perfect meal in a single try. No, wait, cooking is supposed to be about passion. Exploding eggs are passionate, right? Now once more. That daughter of mine can sometimes be a little too passionate. I think I'll go help with dinner. We don't want the curtains to catch fire again. But at this rate, there's no telling when we can expect to have a bite of food ready on the dinner table. Haha. Alright then, let's see what this letter is all about, shall we? Cassius cuts the letter's seal. A message from the Erebonian Empire. What? Nani? Wow, this is a surprise. This new dish is what I call Estelle's Explosion over Rice. Be sure to savor every last morsel. I will. Your cooking this evening is excellent. My compliments to the chef. Oh, she didn't burn the house down, so I guess that's good. Hehe, this is raw talent at its best. Today certainly has been a busy day, but a great day nonetheless. We qualified as junior bracers, we had our first real assignment, and I didn't even lose my eyebrows making dinner this time. Not to mention the food being delicious. For a first attempt, this dish is actually quite edible. At first, I thought I might have to pitch it out the window when you weren't looking, but it seems that technique won't be necessary tonight. Jesus. Sometimes you're just so despicably rude, Dad. Don't you know how to be humble and just say something tastes nice? Alright then, how about this? Boy, I never thought I'd be able to eat something wonderful like this before I had to leave on business. You made a splendid meal, Estelle. Thanks, Dad. Wait, business? Are you really leaving again? Yes. Something unexpected came up. This time, I'll be going away for a while. Hold on a minute. You're leaving? When? Tomorrow morning. What? I don't care what kind of job you're doing. That's just too soon. It's about that letter, isn't it? Was there some sort of incident? Oh, it's nothing like that. Just a simple investigation. I'll have to visit a number of places, so it'll take me about a solid month before I'm through. This game is funny. This game actually is really funny. That being the case, please take good care of the house while I'm away. What do you mean, that being the case? You always use some vague excuse like that and take off for who knows how long. We have to accept it, Estelle. A bracer's job is to help those who come to us for help. I know, but what are you going to do about all your jobs here at the Roland branch? You've already accepted a few of them, haven't you? Oh, only about 5 or 6. So I was thinking, and how about the both of you handle them for me instead? What? Are you really asking us to do the work that you're supposed to be doing? Man, we all had that kid in our group projects, right? That I am. I'll have you do the ones which I think you can accomplish, and I'll ask Sherazard to handle the difficult ones. So, what do you say? Sure, of course we will. You're okay with doing these too, right, Joshua? Yeah, no problem. Looks like a good way to get some experience as a bracer. Then it's settled. I'll stop by the guild and let Aina know about the change of plan before I leave. Alright, I'm starting to feel more determined than ever. What's up, Gallardo? Welcome to the stream. We'll have to bust our tails with these jobs so we don't tarnish your name while we're gone. Well, you're gone. Sorry, not we're. You're gone. Oh, Estelle, my beloved daughter. Papa is so proud. Oh, my dear Lena, who art in heaven. Can you see your daughter now? Our little Estelle has grown up to be such a lovely young woman. Face it, Dad, you're getting old. If people lose their trust in you at this age, you might as well just throw in the towel forever. I'm only helping you out because I'm your daughter, and I have a duty to pay you back for the last 16 years. I'm only 45. And what's more, I'm very likely the most active member in the entire guild. Not bad for a pair of comedians. By the way, Dad, which fight will we be on tomorrow? The one headed for Granzo or the one headed for Bose? What are we playing? So this is a game called Trails in the Sky. It's a RPG. It's for Steam. I'll be on the one headed for Granzel. My flight departs at 10 o'clock in the morning. That means I'll have to get up a little earlier tomorrow. I better set my alarm clock just in case. Dad, are you still awake, Joshua? You'd better hold off on the liquor or Estelle will get mad again. This is just my way of lifting my spirits before I travel. How about yourself? Would you like to join me for a drink? I'll pass. Actually, what I should say is, don't offer alcohol to minors. I'm not like Shara, who would jump at any chance to enjoy a drink or 10. Haha, that's because she holds her liquor much better than I do. How old is this game? Oh, thanks for the gifted subs, El Scorchy. That's awesome. Palp, this game came out in 2004, actually. PogChamp with the gifted subs. There's something really serious happening here, isn't there? There's no conclusive evidence, but there appears to be some sort of movement within the Empire. The Erebonian Empire? That sounds pretty suspicious. This movement doesn't appear to be overt, but that's what has me worried. I intend to do a little probing at the Erebonian embassy to see what turns up. Understood. I'll make sure to look after Estelle while you're gone. Don't you spoil that girl, you hear me? Now that she's become a bracer, she needs to learn to look after herself. Estelle will be fine. She's got good instincts, and despite being a bit rough on the edges, she has talent with the staff as well. There's no doubt in my mind that she'll become a first-class bracer someday. Yet, at present, she's like a babe in arms who knows nothing about the realities of the world around her. At some point in time, she'll have to choose which path to follow in life. And Joshua, the same thing can be said for you too. It's already been 5 years since you became part of this family, hasn't it? How time does fly. Yes, it sure does seem that way. About what you said back then, are you sure you won't reconsider taking those words back? I've been blown up. Yeah, I mean, I'm finally able to get subs, so that's pretty exciting. For me, keeping my word is what defines who I am. If I can't do something as simple as that, I don't know how I could live with myself. I know this may sound stubborn, but I can't take back what I said. I'm sorry. There's no need to apologize, but I'd like you to remember this. No matter what path you choose in life, you can't erase these past 5 years. Estelle and I will always be your family. Aww. No matter what may befall you. Nod. Thanks, Dad. And we finished the prologue. Yay.